Hey there, this is VonTom2020 with 2020 MC Gaming, and we're back for episode 2 on, uh, I guess I'll go ahead and reveal the big reveal is we called this world Mad Staxx. It was kind of a joke based off of what this popular little line from a certain series about a science teacher who starts making meth. I believe the original line was Fat Stacks, but whatever. We went with Mad Staxx. So for episode 2, I'm going to show you a little bit more of our earlier builds in this world. That was our first Java world. Before that, we mostly played on we played on PS4, and so when we first transitioned over to Java, it was 1.13 had just come out. So when we first came over this way, we left the while I was over there building on the farm base. We had just started up with this the breeder, and we were really putting out some decent librarians, and Wah, she really did spearhead the majority of that work. She did the most work on that. I came over here and at a certain point decided to make a little base out somewhere, so I built this little bridge right here. Now, at a later point in time, Wah and I found a skelly spawner, and so she built this tower from a tutorial by Jeracraft, I believe. We were trying to pick up on some building styles, and it was pretty fun. And that right there is the library. I showed you that in the previous episode. But before this was here, I ran along this coastline right here, thinking, yeah, I will develop this entire area as a little bit of a starter base, kind of like what Wah did with the farm base. So I imagined a road going through here, and kind of sad that I never did get to finish it exactly. But there was caves over here I explored, and so I found this this beach, and there's a little shipwreck down in here, and I thought that this cliff over here and this cove would be a perfect place for my base. So I started planting kelp, and I raided that shipwreck, and of course it was the one of the first of many, or the second of many. Yeah, there's that one I did over there I told you about. I drowned it 16 times. So I found this this hill, and so I followed a tutorial by Jeracraft also for one of his towers, and my base started on the top of this hill, where I did the little water vaders. I decided to take a little bit of a different direction on this base. Previous builds, I was very caught up in the symmetry of things, and I had a definite pattern I wanted to follow. And for this one, I decided to take a page out of Wah's book and kind of go for just to embrace the random and the asymmetry. And so I decided on the underground grotto with various random stone pieces and the mossy bits and leaf blocks and vines. And acacia looks very, very good when next to most stone bits. So I made the 2 water vaders and the book of coordinates, a copy. And this is just a slightly expanded cave that has been kind of decorated up. And of course, mushrooms. So when I came in here, I decided I was going to make this randomized kind of grotto, and this was going to be my inventory room with the glazed terracotta and wood floors, glowstone, of course. Sorting for mob drops and such, precious items, regular building blocks, and so forth and so on. I decided to have a sea window looking out into the ocean. There's my conduit, and of course I brought in some guys to trade with, clerics, so I could fund my glowstone lamp obsession. And this is the potion room. And again, you can't see it very easily, but I do have waterfall behind there and behind there with sea pickles in the bottom. We made our map room in here that shows our basic realm, and we are right there, and there's the tower. And we put up little plaques for each of the farms we made: the spider farm, the pigman farm, the wither skelly farm, which we'll be showing you soon, and the guardian farm, and stone swords. And of course we have so many nether stars that I can frame one of them and throw it up on the wall. It's sickening. A couple of dragon heads, and the blaze farm, that was kind of scary. The iron farm, ghast farm, and a witchy farm. Of course, you see the mushrooms everywhere. So through here, I decided I wanted a kind of an aquarium room, and I wanted the walls to be set up like pillars, disguised as trees. This, interestingly enough, the bedroom was the last place built in this. And Wah made me some nether gear and hung it on that armor stand right there. But of course, I've got the leather armor on it now. I wanted it to have a little bit of an explorer's look to it, so I framed a treasure map, and got to have a clock on the wall so you know what time it is. And here we have Ilmango's sugarcane farm, which is a brilliant farm, high output. I like it. When we built the our sugarcane and kelp farms, I went with Gnembon's kelp farm, Ilmango's sugarcane farm, and Wah did the opposite. Now this room right here never did get finished, but this was kind of part of the narrative of the hidden underground cave system that was kind of grottoized, right? The leaf blocks, the greenery growing everywhere, and pools of water down below with magma blocks and lava, and these walkways going along. And it was going to extend somewhat in that direction, but I ran into some problems. There's multiple cave spider spawners back in there, and never really did finish it. Now, Wah and I had the idea that we would build a nether hub and have some different hallways coming off of the nether hub. And so we built this here. This is the nether portal that connects directly to the nether hub. Before we go to the nether, I'm going to round this episode up by taking you up the secret passageway to the beachfront, and we'll go through a couple. We'll walk through the buildings out there. So, I liked this idea of the secret sea cave entrance that went down below, and it came up from the beach, and the bridge going across the bay from the tower up above. So this is the kelp farm, the slime block flying machine style, but that's about as sophisticated as it got. And there's my AFK fishing hut, the rusted lantern. And we have chicken coops and a rabbit coop over here, and the pumpkin melon farm, that's Ilmango's design. And down here we have stables and a a potato farm and a carrot farm. And down here is the flower garden. And up on the hill in the distance, you can just see the chorus flower farm, which I wanted to be surrounded by a kind of marble, kind of temple looking thing. So I wanted to have it look wild and overgrown, so I bone mealed the ground and made paths and put street lamps out. And here we have the other stables with the donkeys, which are early world shulkers, let's say. Clyde, and I think that's Bocephus back there. Yeah, Bocephus and Derpa the Sherpa. Farlap, y'all remember that? And here we have the potatoes and carrots. Villager powered farms, and AFK spot in the middle so that you could get them to produce all day, all night. And then this area is again unfinished. A second stable with my llama army. Llamas were a cool addition to the game, kind of like that, kind of fun. And the unfinished mountaintop. This was the chorus flower farm and the chorus fruit farm. I didn't necessarily want to build anything super high output, but I wanted it to be kind of pretty, and I wanted to build something entirely out of quartz. And there's supposed to be more to it, but of course I never got to it, and I didn't ever finish the landscaping either. These stairs look fairly silly right here, just sitting up on stone. It was meant to be connected by path and landscaped fully and completely, but like I said earlier, I got caught up in other servers and really enjoyed ourselves there, and kind of got behind on the construction. My original farms over here were of course manual, so I built a little shed back here in the back that where I ended last episode, with a couple of farmers and a couple of, I believe, fishermen, where I could sell them string from the spider farm and the potatoes and carrots and stuff that I grew. A quaint little hut. And of course, zombies could get to them. It was poorly designed. And a little man cave. Little man cave up here. So with that, I will end this episode in the same place I ended last episode, standing in front of my quaint little kind of cottage thingy. So I'd like to thank you for stopping by, and if you haven't liked or subscribed, please do both. And make sure to stop by and see our next episode, where we'll start getting out into some of the farms that we built and some other builds that we expanded off into the world. So thank you very much for stopping by, and have a great day.